I'm Walter Moll. I came from Switzerland when I was at the age of 9. My father was sent over here to Norwich by Bally, a well-known shoe manufacturer on the continent. And the reason why he came here was because Bally, although they had been selling shoes in England for some time, they were too expensive to sell in great volume. So Bally in Switzerland came up with the idea that Norwich, being a shoe centre at that time, it would be the right thing to do to find a manufacturer here with whom they could amalgamate and make shoes for this market in greater volume. And consequently, they found a manufacturer whose name was Holdenstein, who had been established in shoe manufacturing well before Bally. Bally were established in 1851 in Switzerland, and they had been established in 1799 in Norwich. And so we were still operating out of the factory in Queen Street, which is in the centre of Norwich, not far from the cathedral, and we were employing at that time about 1,500 people. And can you imagine all those people descending on the centre of the city? Bicycles mostly, traffic jams all over the place, and my father said, well, look, I think it's about time we took ourselves to another part of the city. They bought a plot of land on Hall Road, which is not far from here, as you know, 7.5 acres. They built a completely new factory, and the whole of the centre of Norwich was cleared of Bally, and they moved into their new premises. We then built another factory because we had insufficient capacity here in Norwich, and that came in Lowestoft, where we employed another 300 people. So we were very, very big employers in those days. I mean, I think we had about 20, no, not quite as many as that, 15 independent manufacturers in Norwich. So it was an enormous industry. More women, yes, during the war, obviously, yes. We had, I suppose, if you break down the percentage of working people, I would think we had about 80% were women during the war, because most of the men were away fighting. Yes, more men coming back into the industry. And I think most of the people who worked in the industry loved their jobs, you know. We were all pretty good employers, really. And there was an esprit de corps in the factory, really. And when I retired, I was really quite sad. Oh yes, there were always outings of one sort or another, cricket matches and football matches, and of course the retail end of the business was based in London, so we had sort of annual encounters with our retail company as well. And and I think that even between employers, there was an esprit de corps. Jimmy Handley, have you heard of Jimmy Handley? He was a big man in the football world, and football match was obviously an important thing. It's less so today because we're not doing quite so well. But I can remember when my father first came to England, he was told Mr. Moll, if you want to get on with your workforce, you must know what goes on the football field, you know. So he said, well, I don't really understand football. In those days, this was going back into the 1930s, they used to be in the Nest, which was the old football ground, and my father dragged me up there on a Saturday, and I remember there were enormous crowds of people there, mostly standing, of course, in those days. But somehow they managed to get up to almost 40,000 people. And we had golfing society and all sorts of things like that, of which he was a member. Eric Howlett, he was a director of Norwich Shoe. He came regularly to golfing meetings and things of that sort. Oh, there's a lot of sporting activity as well. And camaraderie, you know. Although we were jealous of each other, but we got on famously, really. But, you know, it's so sad, in a way, that we've lost a big industry, and nothing has really taken its place. You know, manufacturing hasn't come back, has it, really? Oh, yes, I was evacuated, of course, also during the war, because I was at Gresham's in Holt, and they were evacuated to Newquay in Cornwall. And because I was an enemy, a foreign alien, I had a little grey book. And in this little grey book it said, permitted to ride a bicycle. And I had to report to the police station every week. But then the joke was, I became a member of the Officers Training Corps, and I became a sergeant in that, and allowed to carry a gun. Despite that, I still had to report to the police station. It was a great joke. I didn't shoot anybody. Excuse me. There we are. Okay, well, thank you very much for that.
Thank you. Brilliant.